Now you are seeing the 2015 Kawasaki Ninja H2, and it is the top of the all superbike last 6 years ago, and it can call hyperbike. So it can perform 0 to 60 miles per hour less than 3 seconds and quarter mile in less than 10 seconds. And this bike used price is over 300 lakhs MMK at the Japanese auction. So this bike is a hyperbike with a hyper price, and I'm sure you want to know all about this bike, and I'm gonna show you now. As Kawasaki produced this H2 and H2R since 2015 till now. So this is H2, and what is H2R? H2R is like the track version of this H2. So Kawasaki breaks the top speed record with its ZX14R. So the ZX14R is a 1400cc super sport touring bike, and Kawasaki want to break the record again, so it produced top of the line hyperbike, then became the H2R. So they want to record with H2R again. So H2R is so serious and you cannot ride that bike on the road, so it produced H2. So H2 is a street legal version. My favorite quirk of this bike is the body color. The color is a black chrome color, and I've never seen this kind of color on other bikes. This is H2, and it has the headlight and back mirror. H2R doesn't have them. So it has its own quirks. So what are they? Just look at the center headlight. It's most of the bikes and all the cars, everything, the headlight is the curved outside. But this curved inside. it's so strange. You can see it, from the top, from the side. You can see it every view. Its headlight is a concave, and so it's so strange. Another quirk is intake. This is a fake intake, and if you look closer, you will definitely see it is closed. Nothing goes inside. So I think at first Kawasaki make this design for H2R. In H2R, everything is intake. There's also no headlights, and every hole is intake. But now there's only one intake and headlight, and just fake. It's strange. So this is Ninja H2. So it has its own logo. So you can see clearly just above the headlight. There's a H2 logo, and you also see H2 logo on the key. Every Kawasaki motorbike key has its Kawasaki brand on its key, but in Ninja H2 there's just H2 logo. So if you don't see the Kawasaki logo and just the H2 logo, so it is definitely sure that key is for this bike. A strange design, different from the other bikes. It's a side mirror design. The side mirror design is so like air spoiler design. So in a Ninja H2R, this is a place for the spoiler. So because the pressure is on it, so it can make your bike more stable. So this is also important. The strange thing about this bike, different from the other sport bikes, it's a fairing design. In other sport bikes, the fairing covers almost all the engine and every other parts. You can see the engine because the fairing cover it. But now in Ninja H2, the fairing is just only over a half. It's not fully covered. You can see the engine clearly, the whole engine, and also the exhaust pipes coming out of the engine, and also the radiator and the fan. You can see almost all the parts clearly, and you can see almost every engine parts through the hole. So it's a strange thing, the different from the other serious sport bikes. So everything special about this bike is this. So this is a supercharged 1000cc, and it makes 200 horsepower. So 200 horsepower is so much impressive back in 2015, but now in 2020, most of the bikes are above the 200 horsepower, like the Honda CBR 1000R Fireblade and BMW S1000RR. Most of the bikes are over 200 horsepower. But in 2020 Ninja H2, it makes nearly 230 horsepower. So that's why the Ninja H2 is still, you can say it's a hyper bike, and it is the and top one of
all the super bike. And it also has the 6-speed manual gear. So this particular Ninja H2 engine number is also pretty nice. This production number is 1234. It's nicer to see that kind of number on your H2. So what if you get on the H2? Okay, let's get on it. Yes. Oh. So the seat height is so, you can say the seat height is pretty low. You know, I'm 5'6" and I'm okay, you know, more than okay. So so yeah, it's you also, yeah, if you're a short person, I'm sure you'll be okay if you have at least 5 feet 4 inches. The seat is also the leather, and so it's nice. It's nice to sit. If you sit upright, it's comfortable. And oh yeah, it's, you know, you also don't have to lean so much. It's like a ZX-10R. Yes, it's just like you know, when you sit on it, just when you grab the handle, and you feel like you are on the, you know, like a Ninja 400 or a Yamaha R3, like that. So it's so comfortable, you know. You can ride it for a long trip. It's comfortable, it's nice. The dashboard design, like the cockpit design, is also, you know, it's also nice to see. You know, there's a big fairing, the big pointed fairing, you know, edges on each side, and it is good to see. And it also has the steering damper. It's a Holland steering damper, and also the same as in the Ninja ZX-10R. So the strange thing, you can call it quirks and features of this bike, of the dash, is you know, if you open the key, you only see you know, you don't see the RPM numbers, you only see the 0. Then all of the numbers on the dash is the lighting. The lightings are off, and only the, you know, the arrow of the RPM is reached, is open. If you start the engine, the RPM pointer reach to the 1, and the 1 lights comes on. So that's it. And you don't see the, you know, numbers if the pointer doesn't reach it. So this is a Kawasaki hyperbike, flagship bike and hyperbike on the world. So it has Kawasaki own features. So it has the launch control, it has the traction control, it has the quick shifter, and you know, you can also limit the, you know, shift level. You know, if you don't want to, you know, rev over the example 9,000, 10,000 RPM, you can limit that also. And yeah, it also has the rain mode. So this bike doesn't have cruise control, but has every other features. So it also has the shortcut buttons to the rain mode. If you press the, you know, upper buttons like 3 seconds, the, you know, the umbrella lights comes on the dash, and it's the rain mode is on. So it's nice to see. So this bike is with a supercharged engine, and so much different from the other bikes. It has the boost indicator on the screen. So it has 4 boost indicator, and if you want to see the first boost indicator, you have to rev a minimum of 6,000 RPM. So if you rev 6,000 RPM, the first boost indicator comes on, and like the more boost indicator comes on if you rev higher than the 6, 7, 8. So I think if you reach the 14,000 RPM, which is red line, all of the 4 boost indicators comes on. So there's a sticker on the tank, and it says important. So what is this? So it says use 95 plus octane RON gasoline only. So it says you must fill above 95 octane. Yeah, 95 octane is not enough. Above 95 octane, it says. so you know, the 97 octane is so rare in Yamaha, and I think it's only get with on the Mandalay and Yangon. So if you want to buy this bike, you must find where you can get the 97 octane. And it also says use minimum of 95 plus octane gasoline to prevent the severe engine damage. Oh, it's serious. Another strange things or quirks of this bike is backseat. So there's no backseat, as you can see. You know, this bike is intended to be for the personality, just one person, just your personal bike, and you have to do is break your own speed record, like that. So different from the other super bikes or hyper bikes, 3 bumps, protecting your seat position. So this is a hyper bike and so serious, so much horsepower. So if you twist the throttle, your seat position will be backwards. So because its acceleration is so fast, so these 3 humps protects you from the changing your seat position. So it's so important, and it's also so good to see, and also good to touch. It's so the rubbery things, not not a hard things. It's like a rubber. It's so nice.
There is also a place for tools just behind the center hump. So if you want to keep your L keys and some other small tools, there's a place.
Being the hyper bike, you also see only 2 Kawasaki badge on the tank. There's a 1 Kawasaki badge on your side and 1 badge on my side. Also the so much Brembo logo badge on this bike.
1 on the front brake handle, 1 on the brake fluid container cup, 1 on the clutch fluid container cup, and 1 on the clutch handle, 1 on the front brake caliper, and another 1 on the drum, and same as the other side, and another 1 on the rear brake caliper, and the last one beside the engine.
So the total of 10 Brembo logos on this Kawasaki bike. So this is the back of the Ninja H2, and you can see the holes through this. 2 fins on each side. So its fins are also like downwards, so it serves like a spoiler. It's so nice to see, and it was so helpful when you brake the top speed. So back tire width is 200. Most of the 1000cc bikes are 190. That's also the strange thing of this bike. Another crux of this bike is if you want to see the engine oil level, you have to open the cap, and you have to see the oil level on the stick. And there's a indicator low and high. In this bike, there is no stick. It's just a screen. you just watch it. As you can see, there's an upper and lower marks. Your engine oil level must between those 2 marks. It's normal. So like that. So it's so nice to see. Also, the crux of this bike is the swing arm. So this bike is with a single swing arm. All the Kawasaki bike swing arms double-sided, just only the H2 and H2R is with a single swing arm.
Not only the H2 and H2R, but also H2SX. It's a sport touring bike of this Ninja H2, so you can carry the extra person and extra bags on each side.
You can also see the Ninja H2 badge on this, so it's so nice. So this bike is installed with the Yoshimura power exhaust, so I'm sure you want to listen to supercharged Yoshimura sound. So take a listen.
There's another sound of this Ninja H2, so take a listen.
So these are the crux and features of this Ninja H2. Now it's time to drive it on the road. I'm so scary because this is not my bike, and this price is over 300 lakhs, and it is not my bike. So I'm so scary and so excited. So let's drive it.
Okay, driving the Kawasaki Ninja H2. Actually, this bike is heavy, is heavier than the 1000cc bikes. Yeah, it's a 1000cc bike, but it has supercharged. I think supercharged weight is heavy. And when I released the clutch and didn't pull the throttle with the gear 1, and the bike isn't stable. The bike is going with a 10 km/h and then move to the 12 km/h, it doesn't stable. I think the bike wants me to pull the lever like that. Yeah, like that feeling. And when you drive this bike straight line, you can feel the weight, the heavy weight of this bike. But in the corner, you can feel it. I'm sure you can feel it. There's a little bit difference with 1000cc bikes. So like this bike level riding level is like a pro. If you are a beginner or a major, this bike doesn't suit to you. It's more than major and like a pro level driving experience. I think that level is suit with this bike. But I like this bike ergonomics. It doesn't have to lean so much. It's like a touring style. It's actually like more comfortable than the other sport bikes. I'm sure. Yeah, it's like that. So you can take this bike to like a trip. Whatever. I cannot ride the sport bikes for a long time, but I'm sure I can ride this bike like 20 minutes or 30 minutes. And another strange thing is, this bike can turn more than the other sport bikes. It's so more than the R6, R1, like that. So this bike can make a large U-turn. If you're a pro level, it doesn't matter, but major level, you must careful to take the U-turn with this bike. Actually, I'm not so afraid, but I'm afraid to drive this bike. So because this bike is so expensive, used price is over 300 lakhs. You can buy 300 lakhs with a luxury car, a modernized luxury car with this price. So I'm afraid. I don't want to drive so fast. And this bike is so crazy. If you have enough skill, you can make a 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 2.6 seconds. Of course, this bike is supercharged, and you can feel it with if the RPM is reached 6,000. Under the 6,000, I can feel the charged feelings, but over 6,000. You can definitely feel the charge feeling, and when it's charged, it's so scary to drive. If you want more, more power than normal 1000cc bikes, this bike is for you. So under 6,000 RPM, it's pretty the same with the normal 1000cc sport bikes. But for me, it's worth to buy because this bike looks so crazy. And just the look is so crazy. And if you have extra money, just buy it. I think it's worth it because this bike is the craziest one in the world.
This is not a lightweight bike. This is heavy, heavier than the 1000cc bikes, almost 80 pounds heavier. So, but if you want to break the top speed record and you want to feel the charged feeling, this is the only bike you have to buy. So it's scoring time.
Okay, for the design score, this bike is the most attractive bike I have ever seen, so I gave it 10. But for the practical score, this bike doesn't even have a back seat, so I give it 1. Driving score is for sure 10. Features is 9 because there's no TFT display and cruise control. So in Myanmar, let's think about the 97 octane. It's so rare to find, so I give it 7. So the total score is 37 out of 50. So it is because of the practicality. So if you don't think about the practicality, this bike is nearly a perfect bike.
So thank you very much. Presenting from Myanmar.